You know that moment, right before they kiss you for the first time, when the air crackles, your breath hitches, and the world shrinks to the space between your lips. That's not chemistry, that's suspense. And here's the kicker. The best relationships aren't built on that first spark. They're built on what happens when the spark fades. You know that moment when your stomach drops because they said, "I'll call you," but their tone felt like a shrug. That's the crack where chaos seeps in. Clarity isn't about perfect words, it's about energy. The way their body turns toward you when they speak, even in a noisy room. The way their hands don't fidget when they say, "I miss you," like the words are too heavy to carry lightly. They ask you out, but it's always, "maybe this weekend or sometime soon." Your brain spins. Is that a promise or a placeholder? Now picture this instead, Thursday, 7 p.m. I'll pick you up. No ambiguity, no room for doubt. Their voice doesn't waver, their shoulders don't slump. It's not just a plan, it's a declaration. That's clarity. It's the difference between someone who likes the idea of you and someone who's rolling up their sleeves to build something real. When they apologize, do their eyes dart to the floor, or do they hold your gaze steady as a heartbeat? One is noise, the other is a bridge. Watch their hands. Do they reach for you instinctively when you're upset, or do they stay stuffed in pockets distant and safe? Clarity isn't just in their words, it's in the micro movements they don't even realize they're making. A partner who wants you can't hide it. Their body betrays them every time. Leaning into your touch, mirroring your gestures, that unconscious smile when you walk into the room. Clarity terrifies people. It forces them to risk something. To say, "This is me. This is what I want." No escape hatches. No loopholes. And that's why so many run from it, choosing vagueness like armor. But you don't have to play that game. When someone murmurs, "I'm not sure what I want," translated, "I'm not sure I want you harsh." Maybe. True. Always. Think about the last time you felt certain. Not because they bombarded you with grand gestures, but because they showed up, reliably, unflashily, in ways that matched their promises. They didn't just text "good morning," they asked, "How's that presentation you were nervous about?" They remembered, they engaged. Their consistency wasn't a performance, it was a reflex. That's clarity in motion. It's quiet, it's boring even. And that's why it's so damn powerful. Now let's talk fear. Yours, because demanding clarity means risking rejection. It means staring into the abyss of, what if they say no? But here's the truth. Ambiguity is a slow bleed. It drains you. Clarity, even if it's a no, it's a clean cut, it frees. So next time you're stuck in the fog of mixed signals, ask yourself, am I clinging to potential because I'm afraid to face what's real? Body language doesn't lie. A partner who's all in leans towards you, literally. Their feet point your way in a crowd. They touch you like you're something precious, not provisional. Their silence feels comfortable, not heavy. Compare that to the half-in partner. Arms crossed, sentences trailing off, plans always floating in, we'll see limbo. You deserve more than Schrodinger's relationship, where you're both together and not, depending on their mood. After time together, do you feel expanded or exhausted? Clarity fuels, chaos drains. It's that simple. Stop romanticizing potential. Start demanding proof, not perfection, effort. Because love isn't a riddle to solve. It's a hand reaching out in the dark saying, "Here I am. Take it or leave it." The right love doesn't make you decipher it. It dares you to trust it. You're at a dimly lit bar, laughter buzzing around you, but all you notice is how they ask the question. Not "what do you do?" That's small talk. No. They tilt their head, lean in until their sleeve brushes your arm and whisper, "What keeps you up at night?" That's curiosity. It's not just a question. It's a crowbar prying open the armor we all wear. And right then you feel it, the dangerous, delicious thrill of being seen. Most people talk at each other. They nod, recycle platitudes, check their watch mentally. But someone hungry to know you, they'll pause mid-sentence when your breath hitches. Their brows will furrow as you describe your childhood fear of thunderstorms. Wait, tell me why that still haunts you. They'll say, fingers drumming the table, not in impatience. In anticipation, that's the sound of intimacy being built, click by click. Curiosity is an act of rebellion. In a world of distractions, choosing to focus, truly focus, on someone is radical. Watch their pupils dilate when you share something vulnerable. Notice how their chest stills, breath held as if your words are oxygen. That's not just listening. That's archaeology. They're digging for the artifacts of your soul, the scars, the dreams, the quiet rebellions, and treating each one like a relic. But beware, false curiosity is a parasite. It masquerades as interest with hollow questions. How's work? Where'd you grow up? Safe, sterile, dead. Real curiosity? It's messy, uncomfortable. It's them asking, why did you stay in that relationship so long? While their hand hovers near yours, not touching yet. It's the silence after your answer, thick, charged. Before they murmur, I get it, but you deserved more. That silence? That's the synapse where connection ignites. Next time you're on a date, test this. Share a sliver of vulnerability. I'm terrified of failure, and watch their body. Do they lean back, arms folding, or inch closer, elbow nudging yours, voice softening to match yours? The latter isn't just empathy, it's invitation. They're signaling your shadows won't scare me. Bring them here. That's how trust is forged, not in shared joys, but in shared shames. When you ask a question, where's your energy? Are you already rehearsing your next anecdote or truly marinating in their answer? Here's the rub. Curiosity requires surrender. You can't script it. You have to fall into it. Let your head tilt when they mention their ex. Let your lips part when they confess they hate their job. Your body will scream what your mouth won't. I'm here. Keep on. Ever wondered why some conversations feel like sparks, others like wet matches? It's the difference between interviewing and exploring. One's a checklist, the other's a treasure hunt. Imagine someone tracing the edge of their wine glass as you talk, their gaze never leaving your mouth, like your words are a language only they're fluent in. That's the magnetism of curiosity. It's not about the answers, it's about the hunger behind the ask. But, plot twist, curiosity is a risk. It means admitting you don't have all the answers. It means surrendering control. So when someone leans in, close enough that you catch their scent and whispers, what's the one thing you've never told anyone? They're not just asking, they're offering a pack. You unravel for me, I'll unravel for you. That's how intimacy explodes into being, not with a bang, but with a whisper. Yet most people fear this depth. They'll retreat into jokes, deflect with sarcasm, fill silences with nervous chatter. Don't mistake that for disinterest. It's terror. Terror of being known. Terror of wanting to know, because once you've seen someone's cracks and let them see yours, there's no going back. You're either all in or out. Stop skimming surfaces. Dive. Ask the question that claws at your throat. Let your fingers brush theirs when they answer. Hold eye contact until their cheeks flush. Curiosity isn't a tactic. It's a confession. It says you fascinate me, and I'm willing to burn the script to find out why. You've felt it before. The slow drip of seconds when they glance at their phone mid-conversation. Click, the screen lights their face, and suddenly, you're not in the room anymore. You're a ghost. Time isn't just minutes. It's the ultimate love language. The way someone spends it, or wastes it, screams louder than any I love you whispered in the dark. You're on a park bench. Autumn leaves crunching underfoot. They say they're busy, but their fingers tap restless rhythms on their knees. Not the kind of busy that builds empires, the kind that's afraid. Afraid to sit still. Afraid to let silence linger. Afraid to invest. Because time is risk. When they give it to you, they're saying, I'm betting on us. But when they ration it, I'm keeping my options. You can't get back time. Not a single second. So when someone cancels last minute again, their voice tinny with excuses, ask yourself, what's the exchange rate here? Are you trading your irreplaceable hours for their crumbs? Watch their shoulders when they apologize, slumped, defeated, or rigid, defensive. The body never lies. A partner who values you protects your time like a vault. They'll block out evenings, reschedule meetings, sit in traffic for hours just to see you smile for 5 minutes. That's currency. In nature, animals expose their bellies to show trust. Humans, we show our schedules. When they text, cancel everything, I'm taking you somewhere, and you show up to find a blanket, wine, and their undivided attention. That's vulnerability. Their phone stays buried. Their eyes stay locked on yours. Their knees bump yours as they laugh. And for once, the world doesn't exist beyond the radius of that blanket. That's time transformed into intimacy. We confuse availability with priority. They answer your text instantly. but only between meetings. While multitasking, their focus fractured. You get their scraps, not their feast. Contrast that with the lover who books a flight to your city, sits through delays and arrives rumpled and red-eyed, just to hold you for one night. That's investment. That's the difference between I can fit you in and I'll move mountains to be there. How do you spend your time? Clinging to someone who's too busy or pouring into those who plant roots in your life? Notice the shift when you stop chasing. The right people materialize. They linger after parties to help you wash dishes. They call on their drive home just to hear your voice. They create time like alchemists turning dust into gold. Body language tells all. The hurried lover checks, watches, taps feet, breathes in shallow bursts. Their energy screams, "Hurry up, I've got better places to be." The committed one? They sink into couches, stretch legs out, let conversations meander past midnight. Their posture whispers, "There's nowhere else I'd rather be." Even their silences are spacious, unhurried, inviting you to fill them. Time exposes fear. The more someone avoids giving it, the more terrified they are of depth of realness. They'll binge-watch shows, scroll reels, drown in noise, anything to avoid the quiet where truth thrives. Meanwhile, the brave ones, they'll sit with you in that quiet, let it stretch, let it ache. Let it mean something. Ever notice how memory works? You won't remember the 97th text they sent. You'll remember the afternoon they drove you to the coast, windows down, singing off-key to terrible radio, hours melting like butter. That's time's magic. It turns moments into monuments. But only if someone's willing to burn those hours with you. So test them. Test yourself. Next time you're together, silence your phone. Toss it in a drawer. Watch their reaction. Do they fidget, itch for distraction, or exhale, like they've been waiting to escape the noise too? That exhale, that's the sound of time becoming sacred, of two people saying, "For this slice of forever, it's just us." Time is the scaffold love builds on. Don't let anyone convince you it's negotiable. You're in the thick of it now. The fight erupted over something stupid, a forgotten anniversary, a careless comment, and suddenly the air is electric with unsaid things. They cross their arms, jaw tight, eyes darting to the door. Fine, whatever, you're overreacting. And just like that, the deflection begins. But here's the truth no one admits. Accountability isn't about being flawless. It's about refusing to let your ego drown out their pain. Their posture, closed off, shoulders hunched like a fortress. Voice flat, devoid of tremor. Now imagine this instead, they uncross their arms. Step closer, close enough you catch the faint shake in their breath. I hurt you. That wasn't my intention, but it's my responsibility to fix it. Their hands don't flail, they hang loose, palms open. That's accountability. It's not sexy, until it is. Because nothing's hotter than someone who can stare their flaws in the face and say, "Yeah, I did that. Now let's clean it up. Think back to your last apology. Did it taste like vinegar, sour, forced, laced with, but you also? Or did it land like honey, thick, slow, sweet with ownership?" The difference isn't in the words, it's in the body. A liar's apology comes with averted eyes, fidgeting fingers, a voice climbing octaves. But real accountability, steady gaze, feet planted, a slight nod as you speak, as if absorbing your words into their bones. That's how trust rebuilds, brick by brick. Most people think love is about never failing. Wrong. Love is about failing well, screwing up, then showing up. Not with roses, but with raw, uncomfortable action. Picture this. They missed your big presentation. Again. But instead of ghosting for days, they show up at your door, hair messy, holding a crumpled note. "I wrote down every time I've let you down. I'm here to make a plan, if you'll let me." No grand gestures, just grit that note. It's not paper, it's a white flag. And white flags only matter when waved by someone brave enough to surrender their pride. When someone owns their mess, it triggers something ancient in us, safety. Watch their throat bob as they admit fault. Hear the crack in their voice when they say, "I'm scared I'll mess up again." That vulnerability? It's a siren song. Because perfection is a myth. Courage is a magnet. It's why we fall for the partner who says, "I don't know how to fix this, but I'll sit here until we figure it out," more than the one who buys forgiveness with empty charm. I'm sorry you felt that way, crowd. Their lips twist into half smiles, hands busy smoothing imaginary wrinkles from their shirt. They'll intellectualize, therapize, anything to avoid the gallows of guilt. But true accountability, It's visceral. It's the partner who listens to your pain without interrupting, cheeks flushing red as your voice breaks, who doesn't reach for excuses, just your hand squeezing it like an anchor. I hear you. I'll do better. 4 words that can salvage or sink a love story. You're the one who messed up. Your stomach churns as you knock on their door. What's harder, rattling off a scripted, I'm sorry, or locking eyes and whispering, I see the damage I caused. Tell me how to start repairing it. The latter takes guts. It requires standing in the fire of their anger, their tears, and not fleeing. But here's the secret. Scars become sacred when tended properly. A fight handled with accountability doesn't weaken love, it temples it. Body language is the X-ray here. Defensiveness? Crossed arms, backward steps, nostrils flared. Accountability? Chest open, chin dipped in humility, hands occasionally pressing to their own heart, as if physically holding space for regret. And when they say, you're right, does it sound like defeat or devotion? Think of the last time someone dismissed your hurt. How your chest caved, breath shallow, like the room had no oxygen. Now recall a time someone owned their mistake, how your spine straightened, lungs filling again. That's the power of accountability. It doesn't just fix cracks, it remodels the foundation. Next conflict, watch their hands. Do they point, jab the air, slice between you? Or do they hover near yours, itching to bridge the gap? One is warfare, the other is repair. Choose the bridge builders, the ones who know love isn't a battleground. It's a workshop. And in that workshop, the truest tool isn't, I'm perfect. It's I'll try again. The right partner won't just say I love you. They'll say I was wrong and prove it. You're mid-argument, teeth clenched, heartbeat thrumming in your ears. They just don't get it. You could weaponize facts, lash out with logic, win. But at what cost? Empathy isn't surrender, it's strategy. The moment you prioritize their heart over your pride, the entire game shifts. Their voice cracks, recounting a childhood wound. Your gut screams to fix it, to say, here's how you heal. But instead, you bite your tongue. Let the silence swell, then softer than moonlight. That must have felt so lonely. Watch their eyes widening, breath catching. Like they've been seen for the first time. That split second, that's empathy detonating a wall. It's the crossed arms, the raised chin that hijacks their story to insert yours. It's the need to be the smartest, the wittiest, the rightest in the room. But empathy? It's the opposite of weak. It's the spine-straightening choice to lower your guard, to say your pain matters more than my need to look good. We confuse empathy with agreement. It's not. It's the art of sliding into their skin, walking their haunted halls and not flinching. Picture them trembling after a panic attack. Ego would say you're overreacting. Empathy? No words, just a hand on their back, thumb tracing slow circles. A silent, I'm here, however long this takes. Ego puffs the chest, juts the hip, dominates space. Empathy? Shoulders relaxed, head tilted, palms upturned like an offering. It's the difference between a lecture and a lullaby. Watch their pupils. Do they dilate when you speak or shrink in defense? One signals safety, the other siege. Empathy demands discomfort. It means sitting in the wreckage of their choices, the affair, the lie, the rage, and asking what hurt you, instead of how dare you. It's the partner who listens to your confession of jealousy, not with eye rolls, but with a fingertip brushing your wrist. Tell me why it scares you. No judgment, just a bridge made of whispers. When tears streak their face, ego reaches for tissues, empathy reaches for them. Cupping their cheek, swiping the wetness with your thumb, letting salt linger on your skin. That touch isn't just comfort, it's a language. Your mess is my mess now. You're the one unraveling. They could weaponize your vulnerability. You're too sensitive. Or mirror your posture, knees touching yours, voice a low hum. I'd be furious. 4 words that don't fix anything, but transform everything. Suddenly, you're not adversaries. You're allies against the problem. Ego dressed as empathy is a chameleon. I'm sorry, but is a grenade. Let's talk about you, followed by a 20-minute monologue is theft. Real empathy? It's the pause after you speak, the go on. I'm listening murmured like a vow, the way their body stills, as if your words are holy. Empathy is erotic, not in the candlelit sense, in the raw, nerve-exposed way. When someone memorizes the cadence of your fears, the hitch in your breath when you lie, the way your hands shake when you're trying not to cry. That's intimacy's fingerprint. It's not about solutions. It's about resonance. Think of the last time someone truly witnessed you. Not the curated self, but the shadowy corners, how their gaze never wavered, how their head nodded, not in agreement, but in recognition. That's empathy's superpower. It doesn't just heal, it electrifies. It requires staring into their own reflection in your pain. That's why so many flee. They'll crack jokes, change subjects, check phones, anything to avoid the mirror. Don't mistake this for malice. It's cowardice, and you deserve the brave. Next conflict, swallow the retort. Let your hands unclench. Lean in so close their scent drowns out your anger. Whisper, help me understand. Watch their armor crack. Empathy isn't kryptonite. It's a master key. And the right person will hand you theirs without hesitation. You know that feel. Midnight. Train smearing the windows. You're staring at your phone, thumb hovering over their name. Will they reply this time? Your gut knots. Breath hitches. Because deep down, you know, love shouldn't feel like a roulette. Consistency isn't romance's boring cousin. It's the oxygen that keeps love alive. First, they surprise you with roses, serenade you under stars, then vanish for days. Your heart races addicted to the high, and crash. Now scene 2, every morning, like clockwork, a text. No fanfare, no fireworks, just D. Which one leaves you breathless? Trick question, the second, because predictability in love isn't dull, it's daring. It's choosing to show up day after colorless day when no one's watching. Consistency is erotic. Not in the ripped clothes, against the wallway, deeper. It's the warmth of their hand finding yours in a crowded room. Always the same pressure. The way they kiss your forehead before work, never skipping a day even when you're sniffling with flu. Their body doesn't lie. Shoulders relax, steps unhurried, like being near you is their default, not a detour. Inconsistency is a drug. The dopamine hit of their sporadic attention keeps you hooked. You mistake anxiety for passion, chaos for chemistry. Meanwhile, the consistent lover, they're the slow burn. The one who remembers your allergy to shellfish, who texts walking your dog while you're stuck at work without being asked. No drama, no trophies, just showmanship. And that's the rub. We're trained to crave spectacle, while true love works in whispers. The inconsistent lover's embrace feels borrowed, arms loose, patting your back like a colleague. Their eyes dart over your shoulder mid-conversation, chasing the next thrill. Contrast that with the steady partner. Their hug lingers, palms splayed against your spine, chin nestling into your neck like a key finding its lock. That's consistency. A body that speaks home without uttering a word. Consistency reveals priority. They don't just cancel plans, they guard them. You'll notice it in micro gestures. Phone face down at dinners, calendar alerts labeled us time, shoes kicked off at your door like they own the place. And when storms hit, layoffs, loss, existential dread, they don't grandstand. They simply materialize, sleeves rolled up, saying, where do we start? No heroics, no exit strategy. Consistency bores the immature. They'll yawn at routines, itch for novelty, mistake stability for stagnation. Let them go. The mature heart, it worships the mundane. It finds divinity in shared grocery runs, in inside jokes so worn they're fossils, in the way they still snort laugh at your dumbest puns. That's the alchemy, turning ordinary moments into an unbreakable dialect only you two speak. Think of their scent lingering on your pillow. Not a cologne they spritz for dates, but their real smell. Sleepy, musky, unperformed. That's consistency. It's the imprint they leave when they're not trying. The coffee mug they claim is theirs on your shelf. The way they hum the same off-key tune while washing dishes. These aren't accidents? They're claims. Your sobbing snot-nosed ugly. The inconsistent lover panics. Backing away, hands raised like you're a grenade. The consistent one, they step closer. Wipe your face with their sleeve. Hold you until your ribs ache. No flinching, no fixing, just anchoring. That's how you spot the lifers? They're not fazed by your cracks. They expect them. Consistency is a choice, not a trait. They wake up daily and pick you. Not the fantasy of you, the real messy PM sing you. And that choice, it's mirrored in their bones. In the way they answer your 3 a.m. call, voice gravelly but alert. Talk, I'm here. No sighs, no resentment, just... After months together, do their habits soothe or suffocate? Does their predictability feel like a prison or a passport to vulnerability? The right kind of consistency doesn't cage, it liberates. You stop performing, strategizing, worrying. And in that existence, you find a love that outlasts infatuation.